Okay, hello everyone and welcome to my kickoff of the YouTube channel. So today we have a new moon in Virgo, which is starting tonight if you're in the central time zone. This is my home in St. Louis, Missouri, by the way, my deck. I have some people joining me live, which are not seen on the video, and some that are joining online on Zoom. And back to the new moon in Virgo, it's happening central time tonight at 7:52, I think it is. So we're moving towards that, and then that it's kind of very strong for like the next 24, 48 hours. So what I do with these meditations is draw some cards, and then we'll work with the new moon energy and how these cards tie together with the new moon. And so the chakra that we'll be working with is the solar plexus. So this is a piece of artwork. A guy named David Essery, he does new moon, it's called New Moon Art, and he's located in the UK, and he does these cards. So we'll be working with this solar plexus chakra, which is a golden yellow color. And if you're aware of the archangels, Archangel Uriel is in charge of, or he overlooks the development of this chakra. So he's going to be, I'll be working with him or referring to him. We have see how there's a hawk there? We have one flying above right now. So we're very much in tune. And not only do we have the hawk here, this is from Diana Cooper's deck, by the way. She's also from the UK. And this is from her animal deck, Diana Cooper, the eagle. And so we have a lot of airy energy, which is interesting because Virgo is ruled by Mercury, which is about communication, kind of an airy planet, although it is an earth sign. So I guess the air showed up to kind of help us ground in this new way. We're going to be working on a new way of communicating with the gut in this meditation. Can you all hear me okay? Okay, cool. All right. So just getting comfortable, beginning. I like to be seated. If you prefer to lie down, that's perfectly fine. Just try to stay alert. And if you fall asleep, then you probably need to fall asleep. But the first 15 minutes of this is going to be a meditation. And then we're going to continue with a yoga practice to support what we're bringing forth in this meditation. So always just starting with the breath, the life force energy. And since we're working with the solar plexus chakra, which is located just above and at the top of the navel and the bottom of the rib cage, let's breathe into that area. Really letting it expand, trying to relax it as much as you can with the inhale. And completely emptying all the breath with the exhale. And just taking in your environment while you're breathing into this solar plexus chakra, what do you begin to notice? We have a lot of nature sounds, bird sounds around us here. What's happening where you are? And maybe you're picking up on some sounds, some sensations that you don't want to focus on. See where you would like, what's coming in on your environment and what you'd like to key into. Feeling the ground, the earth below. beginning with that quality of this Virgo new moon. Virgo being the earth sign, really connecting and grounding us to the earth. So moving from the solar plexus down to where we're touching. If you're seated, your sit bones will be touching the chair, the floor, whatever you're seated on. If you're lying, the back of the sacrum. So that you're really feeling that physical connection with the material aspect of this earth. And then continuing down with the energetic aspect, it can come to you as a grounding cord from that solar plexus down through, there's an earth star chakra 3 feet below us that we each have that follows us around to keep us grounded on this earth. We'll be going over that chakra in a different meditation, but if you're aware of that, connect with that. And then down to the center of the earth. Where we have Lady Gaia, the feminine aspect of the center of the earth, and Archangel Uriel, the masculine aspect, balancing us and grounding us. And then bringing that energy back up with the inhale into the solar plexus. That we're bringing that nice, grounded, balanced energy into this chakra that we're going to be working on. And we'll ask Archangel Uriel to begin to help us feel, get a sensation of the solar plexus chakra as an energy center. You can feel the physical aspect of that area, but see if you can, we'll ask for some help to get us a little deeper into the energetic aspect of that. And we'll ask for the source energy and to connect with the energy of the Virgo new moon. And we'll bring that energy in from the top of our head and let it drop down through your center, through the center of your body into that solar plexus. So we're connecting below and above. And just have a few breaths there. See if you can get that expansion feeling. A little bit more space. And we'll ask for balance during this meditation in every cell of our body, the balancing of the aspects of source energy or the sun, energy of the sun, however you like to connect with as the source energy from above, the energy of the Virgo new moon, and the energy of the earth. All coming together, inhale and expanding at the solar plexus, and exhale and completely release it all. So give it all back. And then if you can recall the aspects of I'm going to hold up the solar plexus card again for those of you online and on the recording so that you can kind of see again those aspects of that energy reaching out from this center. So see if you can get a sense of that energy going beyond the limits of your body, your skin. See if you can get a sense of how far it moves out. And then if you want to work with the energy of Archangel Uriel, it's just the energy of confidence and power, then see if you can tap into or begin to feel, you know, the solar plexus is all about gut feelings, not about thoughts. So see if you can connect with the feeling of Archangel Uriel. Because what he is doing is helping us evolve this solar plexus center to vibrate in the 5th dimension. This original work with this chakra was to help us be able to distinguish and understand when there was danger around, so that we had a gut feeling of danger. But now he's helping us evolve that energy into the 5th dimension, which is the energy of love and safety. So with the energy of the Virgo New Moon, which is all about detoxing and simplifying, Virgo's about organizing. So this particular new moon is about reorganizing this chakra to simplify, to release its connection to the mass energy of fear and begin to discern how we would like to organize that energy to connect with source, with the 5th dimensional energy, with love, with light. So I can feel the energy of Uriel attuning our chakras to this higher frequency of vibration in the 5th dimension. See if you can sense in and feel that. And we also have the energy of the eagle circling above us so that we can get the bigger picture. And the way I'm seeing him circling is he's kind of telling you the potential of your aura, like how far out you can offer this energy, this ascended energy into your environment. And we hear the hawk calling here, those of us that are live here, giving us that sound of the 5th dimension. These eagles and hawks are already vibrating to this 5th dimensional energy, is another reason why they have come up today. Yeah, he's getting closer. The sound is getting louder, both physically and energetically. And there's a crow in the background calling in, bringing in some of his crow magic, saying, reminding us not to get stuck in the shadow of Virgo, which is perfectionism, which is that fear of not being enough, of organizing too much, of over-organizing. So just the crow's just reminding us to simplify. So the message that I'm getting from the crow in simplifying is just breathe and allow this to happen. Disconnecting from the masses, the energy. There's a lot of fear energy being projected into media. I'm just breathing here with what's true. And bringing that truth into the perception tools of your senses. So if you want to begin to open your eyes, if they're closed, you can see what's around you. We'll ask for the senses to attune to this fifth dimensional frequency so that we're seeing and hearing and feeling and knowing this fifth dimensional energy. And we'll ask it to follow us as we begin to move through our yoga practice. If you don't want to continue, you can sign off now. If you're just here for the meditation, we're going to move now through our practice with this connection to this fifth dimensional energy. So come on down to a child's pose on your mat. And let's reach the arms out long and let the sit bones as much as they can. You can always sit on a block if you need to here, or a book if you don't have a block, or a blanket. You need that extra support for your knees, please do. And this is my dog Maisie, by the way. She often likes to come on camera. She's very photogenic. Okay, and so just reaching your arms out, pressing your sit bones down, feeling that opposition. And breathe. Breathe into the solar plexus. And then press the palms down. Begin to come on up to table pose, your hands and knees. Spread your fingers wide, and then just start to circle the hips around the knees. Making that circular motion of that golden solar plexus chakra. And then going around the other way. And then taking a little pause, if it's okay for your feet, to tuck your toes under, take them under, take your hips back towards your heels. And then reach and lift back up and really come into a cat tilt, which in St. Louis, we know this as being the form of the arch. Some people call the arch in the other direction when you're in dog tilt or cow tilt. And just have a few breaths here, opening that space between the shoulder blades. So back here, I'm a certified theta healing practitioner, and I was taught in this type of energy healing that we connect to the masses from the back of the neck. And some people are calling this now, Diana Cooper and Tim Wild, the Ultra Major chakra is where we connect with the masses or disconnect. So let's just breathe into that space at the base of the neck and let it disconnect with whatever is not serving us in the masses. And then reach and let your heart drop down now and open and look up. And then exhale and go back to your cat tilt. And then tuck your toes back under and let's come up about halfway into your downward facing dog. Just letting your knees lift up, letting your head reach down and really get a nice stretch here. Spread your fingers, base and tips of the fingers strong, all four corners of the palm. And then bring the knees back down and move back into child's pose. Untuck the toes this time so your hips can go a little bit lower. And then breathe, inhale up, move from the heart. Tuck the toes under, come up halfway again. Exhale, let your head release. So part of this discerning that we are learning in the fifth dimension is to keep going back to child's pose. Just keep moving through this as I'm talking about this. This discerning, this shift is moving into these other chakras, the gut, the heart, as our main perception center, and the brain serves this with the words, with the higher wisdom, instead of the brain and the thoughts from the masses that we have learned being our guide. We're opening up to other senses being the guide and the brain serving these senses. Okay, and then take a pause next time that you're up in downward facing dog. Bend one knee, let the other heel sink down. Let your head go, so release. So I've been doing this a lot in my classes, just really focusing on softening and releasing the head as a physical representation of softening and releasing that hold of that brain energy. Okay, and then let's walk the feet up towards the hands. And exhale. So we're going to focus a lot on the core today with the solar plexus energy. So roll yourself up. Roll your shoulders up, back and down a couple times. And then take a nice little pause here in your mountain pose. Connecting your feet with the earth now. The outer edges are grounding. The base and tips of the toes are grounding. The center of the heel. And then that energy that we connected with from the center of the earth is going to move up now through the insides of our feet, the arches, up through the center of the body. And then getting a sense of the solar plexus as we move into chair pose. Breathe into your solar plexus. You can bend your arms and have cactus arms if that serves you better. And then exhale down, forward bend. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, back down. And then bend your knees and roll yourself up. Bring the palms together up above. Look up. If you're outside, you've got that beautiful open sky to focus on. If you're not, you can energetically imagine, focus on that. And then bring your hands to your heart. Connecting the heart with the solar plexus too, just with the position of the hands physically. Come back to chair pose. Forward bend. This time we're going to take the right foot back and the heel down, coming into warrior one. So you want the feet to be about as wide as the hips, maybe even wider on this one. Rounding the outer edges of the feet, still working on that lift on the inner edges of the feet. Perhaps the palms want to come together and the index fingers go up, so you can be like a laser, connecting this light above to your solar plexus and grounding it down below. Then center your head, looking down towards the ground. Exhale and come down to a high lunge. Pick up the back heel and move that leg back a little bit. You can have the knee up or down for this one. So we're just going to bend and straighten that front leg. And let's let the heart and the solar plexus lead as we come forward. The front of the chest leads, and as we go back, the back. So that we're really getting a sense of the circumference of these chakras. And then stay in the lunge and pick your hand up, put it on that the left hand on the left leg, and we'll turn towards the left. Get a nice look at what's over here and stay open across the front of the chest, and then you can lift that left arm if you want. Then we're going to circle that left arm to the inside of the left foot. Maybe move that left foot over a little bit. Take the back knee down if it's not down already. Just have a little pause here. Put your palms on the floor or on your mat, or you can take them on a block if you'd like to. And then just begin to bend and straighten the arms and just get a sense of opening up your inner thighs. And then once you figure out how far that they want you to go today, those inner thighs, then you can come down on your forearms on that block or on the ground, or you could stay on your palms. Please pay attention to the wisdom of your body. That's a lot of what's contained in the solar plexus, the gut leading us. And then lift up your back knee if it's not lifted up already. Come up onto your palms if you're not there already. And we're just going to take that front foot back and we'll be in plank pose. Have a breath here and see if your body wants to go through a vinyasa, if it wants to go back to down dog, if it wants to go into child's pose. So if you're newer to this video, the vinyasa is a series of movements. Vinyasa means flow, and I'm flowing through it right now. We're going from plank to chaturanga, it's called, when you lower down, to up dog to down dog. And then let's sink that left heel down, lift the right leg up, lift it up tall this time. And then bring that foot forward, that right foot up to the front of the mat. Let the left foot follow. Ground yourself and roll up. Feel that energy lifting as you roll up. Bringing the palms back to the heart. Connecting the heart to the solar plexus, feeling the ground below you. Simplify, coming into your chair pose. Exhale, forward bend. Halfway up. Let's take the left foot back, the heel down. Open the feet a little wider as you come up into warrior one. What's grounding and what's lifting? Take note. If the palms want to come together, you can take the index fingers up and look at that wide open sky above you. Maybe we'll get another appearance from the hawk here. And then bring that energy down. Come all the way down into a lunge. Take the back leg back. Knee up or down. We'll just move into from the lunge to a forward bend. And then staying with the lunge, we'll take the right hand to the right leg. Then we'll begin to turn to the right. See what's over here. Open the arm up if you'd like. You could also have a block underneath this left hand if you like that position better. Okay, circle that right arm back around and bring it to the inside of the right foot. Take the back knee down if it was lifted. Palms on the floor on a block. Start with the push-ups here. Get a sense of how deep this side would like to go today physically. And then settle down into your lizard pose. And then come back up to your palms. Pick up that back knee. Take it back into plank pose. Now you can move through a vinyasa if you'd like. You can land in down dog or child's pose. And then everybody just pause in child's pose. Let's take inventory and see where we are at this point in the practice. Those of you that practice with me more, this Monday, YouTube is going to be a little bit simpler, a little bit slower than what we usually do. Just seeing what's here now, seeing if you've connected into the shadow side of Virgo, the perfection. Am I doing the poses correctly or perfectly? Or if you're organizing other areas of your life while you are doing your yoga and getting back in the head. Seeing what's going on now. Because I can feel it in me, because that's what happens when you open to this light. It cleans out the shadows. So what's going through me right now is, oh, okay, now this is my YouTube channel. I got to be really good. So, that's the perfectionist in me kind of kicking in. And I'm just listening to it and trying not to pay any attention to it, just breathing through it, just seeing it for what it is. It's the cleansing. Okay, let's open the arms up overhead. And then roll on out so that you're on your belly. Let's just take a little pause here. So you can turn your head to one side and turn an ear down, or you can put your forehead down on your hands. And just let your hips sway side to side for a moment. And just locate that area while you're moving, that connection to the solar plexus now from the front of the body to the center of the earth. And have a couple breaths just with that intention, whether you feel the connection or see it. If you intend it, then you can trust that it's there, that it's going to happen. That connection is there with your intention. Part of what's happening with this 5D energy is that we need to direct it. We need to be the ambassadors for this light. So our intentions are very, very important. Okay, so now let's lift away from the earth. You can take your palms down on the mat beside your shoulders, or you can take them down beside your hips. And we're just going to lift the head and shoulders. You can also lift the arms if you'd like, or you can have the palms down. Just getting a sense of the length of the body, the space in the spine, and the breath moving through those spaces. And then come on down and let's bend the knees, reach the feet up. Take them side to side. And then pause again. See if your body wants a second back bend. If it does, maybe you want to stretch your shoulders a little bit more and lift up and take your palms together and lift your feet. You want a little bit more, just again, not worrying about how high you get from the ground. You just want the length here. So long and strong. And then come on down and relax again. If you want to lift your feet and take them side to side, or if you want to shake the hips. And then see if you want one more back bend. Maybe you bend the feet. If you know bow pose, if you don't, please either rest or do one of the other back bends, repeat one of the other ones. If you want to take hold of your feet, and then you can press the feet into the hands and lift from there. Again, the focus is creating space, not so much about getting into this really deep back bend as it is just creating the space to breathe a little bit more, to bring a little more life force in. And then bring it down, relax. And then palms down beside you, tuck your toes under. You can come up through plank, you can come up through all fours, through table pose. Let's go back to downward facing dog. And lift up the left leg now and let it really reach tall. And bring that foot forward. And bring the other foot forward. Pause in your forward bend. Let's soften in the forward bend. Take an opposite elbow perhaps, or some way to just soften your arms, soften your head again. And bend your knees and slow roll up. And take a circle with the shoulders again. And breathe. Mountain pose. Balancing above, below, and all four directions around you. As all of that is centered right here. Right in this area where the heart and the solar plexus connect. And then pick up your left heel. See how your balance feels today. Maybe you want to pick up the foot. See if you can shoot that leg back, and we'll come into warrior two here. So warrior two, you're facing the long side of the mat, adjusting your feet. Some people like the heel to heel. Some people like heel to the middle of the back foot. That's the position I like. And then look over your front hand. Just really get that focus. Come moving forward. And then do move a little bit forward. And let's move into extended side angle pose. The top arm can come beside the ear for a moment, but then bend that elbow and open up so that you can look up more easily and have the front body very, very open. And then see if you can return that arm with all that front body staying open. All that openness that you're creating. Help out Archangel Uriel, attune that chakra in the front. See if you're holding a lot of tension in your hands. Let it go. And we're going to reach up and go all the way back. Take that front leg straight. Back to reverse warrior. And then stay open, stay long on this right side and bring the right hand to the right leg and the left arm can come up again. Now take that top hand, that left hand, you can take the back of the hand to the sacrum and then open out that shoulder a little bit more. Or if you're a little more flexible, you can wind that arm around the back and tuck the hand into the hip crease here. Just again, opening that front body and offering that opening. And then lifting the arm back up, take it closer to the ear like we did with extended side angle, and then lift the other arm, perhaps. If that's too much for you, keep the arm down. Working on a strong core here. And release the right arm down if it's lifted. And let's circle back around into the lunge, facing the front of your mat. Bring that back leg forward. Relax in a forward bend again. Let go of the head energy. And roll yourself up. A little circle with the shoulders and then another pause. Balancing the grounding and the lifting. Remembering that line of energy from the center of the earth up through the center of the body. And begin to lift up the right heel. Maybe the foot lifts. Maybe this side is not as easy as the other. Let's see what's true for you. It's happening in this moment. It's only a moment. And then shoot that leg back, warrior two. Adjust your feet. And see that that front knee is aligning over the second and third toes. So it appears to be more towards the outside of the foot than the inside. Then get your focus over that front hand. Move that focus forward. Come on into extended side angle. Bend the top arm. Get that front body a little more open, looking up perhaps. And then returning the arm to the ear if you'd like. See if that front knee started caving in towards the inside of the foot when that happened. If it did, open it back out. Stay in alignment. The hawks are really loud again right now. They're supporting us, the higher perspective. Taking a look at the bigger picture and lift up. Come on back to your reverse warrior. And then to your triangle pose. Take that top arm, back of the hand can come to the sacrum, or you can wrap it around and tuck it into the hip crease here. Open up that chest. And just notice if that throws you off balance, to really let that energy in and open you. Sometimes it does. Temporary. Okay, return the arm back up. You can stay here, or you can take that right arm beside the right ear and the left arm beside the left ear. Breathe and open. Got some strong sunshine going on here in the Midwest today. It's beautiful. Okay, return the arms to your triangle position. And then circle the top arm around, come into your lunge. Bring the back foot forward. Exhale, enjoy your forward bend. And roll yourself up. And one more pause in mountain pose. Okay, let's take it down to our backs. Got a couple minutes. We can do a couple of twists and then a nice Shavasana. Okay, so just start with your feet wide, back of the heart, back of the spine, relaxing down. Let your shoulders open and relax down. So get a sense of the ground below you again on the back of the spine. Connecting the back of the solar plexus chakra with the center of the earth, or just acknowledging that connection really is what you're doing. And let's open the knees wide. Bring them in that wide position and hang on to your shins for a moment. And then just circle the knees so they're both circling around in these little circles that you're kind of tracing with your knee. And then stay in the open position and take your feet up. Your hands can go behind your legs, or they can go to the outsides of the feet in this happy baby dead bug pose. Maybe a little swaying across the sacrum will feel nice. Let's bring the feet together and open the knees out wide. And breathe and let the sacrum get a little closer to the ground. So you press the feet into the hands and the arms lengthen out a little bit more too. And then you can lift your head and your heart, and then you can begin to pull the feet closer to the head if you'd like. And again, and always, please choose something that works for you if what I'm offering does not. And then bring it back down, bring the knees together and hang on to the shins. Oh boy, right above us. Look at that beautiful hawk. Always reminding. Okay, and then take your arms out from your shoulders so they're in a T position, keeping your knees together. Just travel across the sacrum from hip to hip with your knees together a few times. And then pause with the knees to one side. It doesn't matter whichever side you want. At this point in the practice, listen to your gut. Would it be good for you to just relax into this pose? Or do you want to extend maybe the top leg or both legs? You can take the top foot, if you're extending the top foot, into the hand on the side that it's extending on. Let that opposite shoulder relax down as much as it can. It doesn't need to work in this twist. Now send the breath into the gut. With each breath, just affirming the life connection, the life force connection to the gut, to the solar plexus, to digesting in new ways, digesting through love, through light. And release the foot if you extended it. Bring the knees back up to the center. Let's just take a little pause here in the center. Take a breath. And another breath. And let the knees go with the exhale now to the other side. And tune in. Maybe this side wants something different. If you extended the leg, maybe it wants that again, or maybe the knees want to stay bent. Just see what comes up for you. Sun is very, very bright. Might need to alter the way that I'm looking so that I can energetically see you on the computer a little bit better. Or maybe I'm not meant to. Maybe that's the message. Let the light come in and then see in different ways. Okay, and then back to the center. If you would like to have a little inversion before Shavasana, you can take a block and put it underneath your hips. Just lifting your hips with your feet on the ground is a small inversion, or you can take your legs up. If you practice in no shoulder stand well, you could take that. Or if you are just done and ready for Shavasana, let your body relax on the ground. Everybody here is in an inversion. Let's see what's going on with everybody online. So your breath is your guide, and your breath will tell you when you want to make that shift. If you took the inversion into Shavasana, which if you're new to yoga, Shavasana is just lying on the ground. And just taking a pause. I'm just going to read a tiny little message as we're drifting off into Shavasana from Archangel Uriel, as channeled through Diana Cooper. Archangel Uriel envisions the freedom and happiness of humanity and works to dissolve anything that prevents this. If your aim is harmony and balance, he will help you understand and release all that is outmoded within you. And the eagle says, constantly remain calm, centered, and serene, no matter what you are presented with. When you do this, you will always stand in your power. So if you'd like to continue in Shavasana beyond this recording, please do. If you're ready to come out, have a few breaths and let your breath guide you into a seated position. And once you've arrived in your seated position, just getting a sense again of above, below, the four directions around you. Bringing your hands into the area of your heart and your solar plexus. And just remembering to use this Virgo new moon energy to get discerning about what energy you take in. And just notice if you've taken in, begin to practice noticing. If you've taken in something from someone or something else, turn it off. Sometimes I take my hand and just kind of make a cutting motion over my head and the back where that energy connects, and disconnect it and breathe and ground into myself. Thank you for being here. And I hope you have a lovely Virgo new moon and a lovely week. Namaste.